Let's talk about ways in which the UK or living abroad generally has changed my life, changed my perception, and changed the way I see things, the way I view things, and directly or indirectly has changed the way I now behave or do things. The first is I have now learned that life is not a race. We can take a minute to relax because I'm from Nigeria, and Nigeria, if you know, is a fast paced country where everybody is in competition with themselves, either intentionally or unintentionally. We're trying to achieve the best, we're trying to be educated. Our school system, our education system is coined in a way that you have to be in competition, you have to give first position, second position, and every time most of us we actually aspire to be the best of ourselves. But coming abroad, it has taught me that this life is not a race, to just chill, relax a little bit, and enjoy the moment. Traveling abroad has taught me that when you're on holiday, you should actually enjoy, take a minute to stay off and don't even think about your work. Back home in Nigeria, there are times, even though we're being paid monthly, where if you work or you don't work, it does not directly affect your salary. Unlike the UK where you're being paid per hour. In Nigeria, I'll still find myself when I'm off. Sometimes if there's shortage, I will still want to go and cover and just do extra things. We just want to always be, I don't know, there's this rush, there's this hustling and bustling spirit that I had before coming to the UK. Please remember, this is my own personal experience and this is my personal opinion, okay? It may not be what you're experiencing, or you may not be able to relate to this, but this is my own personal experience. So coming to the UK has taught me that you have to just take it easy. When you're not working, you're not working. Forget about work. When you have the time, spend time to, relax. If you look at all this agency shift, extra shift, most time you will see that we Africans, we are the one who is always working on Christmas days, on New Year's days, on public holidays. I'm talking about we that have people that have, a choice. Unlike some of us that do not have a choice, they just put us, on duty whether we want to work or not. But when you have a choice, you see that most of us, instead of spending time with our family, having the time to, having family time, we don't really believe so much. As much as we love our family, we really don't. We believe in working hard and making the money, trying to just be better persons, but we don't usually remember to take a minute to breathe. The second thing I've learned since moving to the UK is I am tougher than I acknowledge or than I know, because the things by the grace of God I've been able to achieve since moving abroad are things that I'll just sit sometime and I wonder, I'm like, how did I do this? Like, how did I even think of even trying to achieve this thing? So it has shown me that I'm tougher than I really give myself the credit for. And I think because, when you're back home, you have your family, you have your mom, you have your sisters, you have people to actually always fall back to help, you have friends. But when you travel abroad, especially to a country like this where everybody mind their business, is a different ball game entirely, because you then have to sit up and be, back home you can, because you're a female, you just rely on your husband, and your husband will do everything for you, and you know what I mean. But when I traveled abroad, it just made me understand that I can do more than I know I can do. Like, I've been able to, by the grace of God, achieve more than I would have tried to achieve if I was back home with the mentality of I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. You have to, when you travel abroad, you begin to sit up. Another thing that has changed since moving abroad is my opinion. I'm from a country, or from a society where we are very opinionated. In fact, these days I've started posting more videos on Facebook, and I'm beginning to see, and when I read those comments, I'm like, Gloria, I didn't know there was a time you also think like this. I'm from a society where people will tell you how they feel. Like, either it will hurt you or it will not hurt you. Like they will just tell you. Somebody will tell you, "Madam, you're getting too fat. Madam, you're getting too slim. Hey, go and watch your weight too. You're too slim. This one you're slim like this. Are you sure you can even carry baby? Do you even have uterus?" They will tell you anything. This your nose is too big. Somebody just commented that. This your eyes are too big. Go. They will call you Opolo eye. They will say so many things. Opinion. Someone will get married and somebody will just tell you, hey, madam, it's already 5 months since you've been married, though. How come now there's no pregnancy yet? When you will give us baby? Or even when you have another baby, they're like, when is another one coming? That one don't mature, another one. We are very opinionated. So traveling abroad has taught me that you learn to keep your mouth shut. If they don't ask you, and you cannot be nice, you cannot be polite, you just keep quiet. If they don't ask you, you shouldn't say. It has really taught me to know that, to keep my opinion to myself. And if it's not going to be nice, I'll just keep quiet. Because back home, we just say we say the way we see it. Most of us, even our parents raised us like that. They will call you anything. They will call you long-haired. It's not like we're being wicked. It is just how we see life. We just say it as it is. Now, even at work, when something happens, the African in me, we just, I'll say it the way it is. I'm like, no, you can't do that, blah, 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 blah. But now I'm beginning to learn to chill. I'm beginning to learn that if it's not going to be positive, especially if I was not asked, if nobody asks you that, am I looking fat? Don't say it. Even the word fat, slim, you don't use it. Short, tall, no, you don't. You can't be judgmental. You can't be so opinionated about people's life because it is not your business. Mental health is very real abroad, so you have to be very careful what you say to people because you don't know how far it will affect them. And looking back at my life, I can categorically say, yes, those things, some of the things I heard growing up affected me unknowingly. Like, oh, you're too slim, you're too dry, you're blah, blah, blah. Growing up, I always wanted to be fat and, made me want to eat, want to get fat at all costs. So now looking back, either you know it or not, either you believe it or not, either you agree or not, these things have impact in our life, especially in children's life, the way you speak to your children, the way you acknowledge them, the way you apologize, the way you see things. And don't say I'm now being too westernized because I'm not, but it has made me realize the effect of words, and opinion on how it affects people. I can see it because even the way people comment on my videos, especially on Facebook, I'm not going to say YouTube, people on YouTube are more, I think maybe they're more official or they're more understanding. I don't know. There's less judgment on YouTube than you will find on Facebook. On Facebook, everybody, Dick and Harry on Facebook, and they will say whatever. And when I look at those comments, I'm like, wow. So there are people that still say things like this. So there are people that still think like this. So there are people that can still just see your video or see your picture and just have opinion about how you're supposed to live your life. It is about being opinionated. So I see now that I'm less opinionated. I don't know if that's the correct English, but I have less opinion about people, whether or not you're fat, you're slim, as long as it does not affect my life. It's not my cup of tea. And if it is not my business or in my medical field or responsibility to tell you or say something to help you, I will just keep quiet. You know what I mean? Not even about fat or slim alone. Generally in life, I've seen myself to be more preserved. I sit back, I think about what I want to say more before I actually say it. Being abroad has also, number 4, taught me to mind my business. And to know that you can survive without having people in your business, people who are your friends. I'm not saying you shouldn't have friends. Personally, maybe because I've moved about a lot and because of my life, I actually don't have a specific best friend. But it has taught me that minding my business is like key. You can't just see somebody's child and talk to them, interact with them unnecessarily. You can't just be in people's business unnecessarily. I think it's still part of being opinionated. How we are back home, we are always into each other's business. As much as this can be of advantage, it can also be a very great disadvantage. I've learned to mind my business a lot. Like, one other thing I've learned since traveling abroad is that no age limit. Like, age is just a number. Age is nothing. age does not mean anything. Since I've been looking for jobs, or that I've been applying for jobs and getting hired in the UK, nobody has ever asked me during my interview, how old are you? So it doesn't matter how old you are. You can, go to that school, you can achieve that thing. And one other tip I would say is that I've learned is education is actually not everything. I remember back home growing up, personally, if you're not educated, you don't have your BSc, you don't have your D's, those are criteria that we look for in, even before a guy can approach you or speak to you, be like, they have to be educated, they have to be, but moving abroad has taught me that education is not, I understand why we value education so much, and I'm also a lover of education because even up to now, I'm still improving myself academically. It is very important because, when opportunity comes, you want it to meet you being prepared education wise. But when you come abroad, you begin to see that white collar jobs, all those, those things are not actually priority. Like there are people who don't have university degrees, they don't have masters, and they are very successful. And there's no discrimination, there's no disrespect as per you're not doing white collar job, you're not doing this, so you're less human. So I now see things in a very different way. Or in fact, I know I still have my culture, I still preserve, even my ancestors, you can see I'm not trying to change it, I'm still going to preserve it as much as I can. I'm still a lover of Africa. I still believe in some of our culture. I believe our spirituality. But at the end of the day, these are some of the things that has changed. And I'm glad I traveled abroad for me to be able to learn these things and know that, your way is not the only way. Because it is your way does not make it the only right way. Yeah? Okay. At the end of the day, it's a personal opinion, and these are the few things I have more that I've learned since traveling abroad, because these are the few ways in which I've changed, or that my life has been changed since moving abroad. You can also add yours in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching, and please remember to click the subscribe button and look out for more videos. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in another video. Until then, bye.